the internet. It is Wednesday, the 7th of July, 2021, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to July. This is the 7th of July, and therefore the 7th stream for July. July being a program where I go live every day for the month of July, right here on YouTube, even though I don't really know why I'm doing this. Doesn't seem to do anything for my channel. In fact, it probably makes my channel worse in the algorithms, but I kind of like live streams, and therefore I'm going to go ahead and continue the project. Even though there are 0 people watching this stream right now, according to my restream, I'm going to refresh that just to verify. And if there still remains 0, then I will talk to myself. Just refreshing the restream here. Yup. 0 viewers watching. You can't see that, but there is a number right there. And that number is a big fat 0. Look. You probably can't. Yeah, that right there. Live viewer count, 0. You may well say, why do you persist with this, dude? Why do you persist with this? Fair question. I like live streaming, and even though not really a huge fan of YouTube, once a year we'll go live every day, and then we'll just drop it back to the regular daily stream, the weekly stream on YouTube. I don't mind that. I'm going to persist with the content. That's what I'm going to do. Let's roll into the content. Hello, no one. I'm going to keep my eye. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll put the chat up here. I've said hello, the internet. And if someone does come in and says anything, it'll happen here on the chat. Otherwise, I'll just deliver the freaking content as if I'm streaming to the multitudes. Australia. It's where I live. Australia, mate. It's a country. It's very dangerous. Lots of things can kill you, mate. Sun, sharks, spiders, women, men, all kinds of things can kill you in this country, mate. It's a death trap. Somebody asked me, one of the givers suggested, hold on. Goodness gracious me, what is this? Someone in the chat? Chad Armstrong, what? Dude, it's just you and me. Hello, hey all. That's a presumptuous statement. I got news for you, dude. It's just you watching. No hey all. You might as well have just said hey gives, because I'm the only one here and you. Chad, it's me and you, man. How do you do, Chad? Thank you for the view. Do me a solid. Smash the like button if you like the content. If you don't like it, don't smash it. Smash the dislike. Just us then. Yeah, just you and I, man. Just you and I. And hold on. Folks, look at it. Look at it. 3 people watching. Crikey. Crikey. This is a record, folks. This is a freaking record. Hallelujah. Praise be to the YouTube algorithm. The record is here. 3 viewers. Hey, that's what we're going to be looking at later. Come on, man. 3 viewers. Actually, I beg your pardon. Well, hang on a second. No, one of them isn't me. That's 3 legitimatized viewers, because I'm not actually viewing. Oh, no. I've got it up here. I beg your pardon. I do have my stream on my iPhone, so technically. Well, hang on a second. That's weird then. Why would my phone off to the side? Why would my phone not have a view count registered? If I'm watching the stream, that should have come up with 1. Do you know what? Could it be potentially YouTube is broken? Ooh. But I do have my screen playing right there. That's my phone, so that should register 1 view. Ooh, what? I see 4. I see 4 people watching the stream. What? Bust out the champagne, big fireworks and crap. We got 4 viewers here. Oh yeah. Doing well. I smashed the like. This is a fun topic. My old roommate is Aussie, and I joke about this with him all the time. I see 4 watching. I see 4 too. I see 3 now. Someone said this is crap. I'm out. So let's persist with the content. Australia being a dangerous country, one of the givers said you should look into the dangers of traveling Australia as a tourist. Now, I get out and about. I go streaming. I do IRL content. Yeah, it touches YouTube, but I choose to do it on DLive, where I get like 80 viewers. Here I get jack crap, but I'm going to try to forget about that and just persist. So I often get people say, don't you feel danger out there when you're either sleeping in Stevan or even just in the bush or in the woods, just cruising around? Don't you feel danger? And there are definitely animals that can mess you up in this country. Arguably, not a lot of... This is going to sound a little bit righteous, right? Coming from an Aussie, but not often do you hear of... Well, you do hear of it, but typically those that get messed up by animals are tourists. Either the landscape messes them up, so they get stuck in the bush for days and dehydrate or die, or an animal will get them. Spider bite, even ticks can kill people. But typically Australians don't seem to really get that fazed by it. Like, you know, I always see it in my streams, oh, what about snakes, man? What about spiders? What about snakes? You know, all the dangerous stuff. It's like, yeah, but unless you go poking around in the space where they are, you're pretty much safe. That said, I've had a red-bellied black snake at my door. I did a little vlog on that back in the day, about 2 years ago. Also had a carpet python come up the wall. Big fat huntsman's in the room here. But those kind of things, a carpet or a diamondback python, they're harmless, and a huntsman harmless. They can bite you though, but they're harmless. But the things are like, and I always say this, I got to sneeze here. Nope, it's gone. Where did that go? Oh my goodness gracious me, that went into the Netherlands. Not the Netherlands, the Neverlands. I always say this, when you're in like the bush or campground or somewhere, you just don't put your hands in places like under this desk, right? I'll cut to that camera, and under the desk here, you just don't put your hands in like little grooves like that, underneath desks in there and in the corners and that kind of crap. If you start fondling around down there, not inside, but if you do that outside, more than likely you'll disturb a spider of some sort. And if you happen to disturb a redback spider, yeah, you can get a bite and it can kill you. Well, can certainly make you sick, can definitely kill an infant, kill a baby. And also, you know, like we know as Australians, we know that you just don't go fondling around down there. So people that don't know that might be just sitting at a park bench, enjoying a Mother's Day affair, hanging out there, and they're in Australia for 2 weeks. They stick their hand there just to get comfortable to hold on to something, and the next thing they know, they've bugged a funnel web spider, and bam! If you're in Sydney and you bug the funnel web, bam! You're going to hospital. You should look into the danger of traveling to Australia. It's a weird request to make of a local. Oh, right. It actually wasn't a local that asked me that. It was a giver on the channel, but not a local. Well, a local, but an import, let's just say. But there are other dangers in this country, and it involves humankind. If you've ever seen the film Wolf Creek, you will know what I'm talking about. Wolf Creek is a fictional look at a real story, or based on facts surrounding a real story of pretty dubious actions of psychotic person and persons. Yeah, it's a very frightening film. It's a horror film. It's meant to scare you, but the facts are that this stuff does happen. People go missing in Australia relatively often. So if you come out here and you drive alone across continent, say east to west, going across Nullarbor, you'll be there 3 or 4 days, 5 days in a row where you won't see anybody else. And in those environments, psychotic axe-wielding maniacs take advantage. And that's what the story, or it's what the film Wolf Creek is based on. Yo, Aero Gamer, hey Gibbs, cool this morning. It is Melbourne. Dude, it was a cold night last night here. I think we got down to 6 Celsius. Not cold for anyone else in the rest of the planet in winter, but cold here. Also, just at this moment, rest in peace, David Lightfoot, the producer of Wolf Creek. He did pass away just recently. Someone who I had the pleasure of meeting, did a photo shoot with him back in Adelaide in probably 2012. I shot a cover of a magazine with him. Really nice guy. And I had the opportunity to say to him when I first met him, "Hi, Mr. Lightfoot, I'm Benon. I'm going to be photographing you today." Shook his hand and I said, "You scared the absolute shit out of me with your film." And he's like, "Good. That's what we plan to do." And then, side note, he signed, I didn't even ask him for this, he autographed my photograph, which when it got printed on the cover of the magazine, he actually organized a copy to be mailed to me with his autograph on it, which is pretty nice. But he passed away just recently, kind of sad. But that's not the topic here. So let's look into, there's a video here that someone shared with me. She's not here right now, so I won't mention her until if she does arrive. But she sent this to me. It's a story from a 7:30 report, ABC News Australia. Get the fuck out. Backpackers share Australian horror stories. Now, this is obviously tied into the theme I just mentioned from Wolf Creek, I guess. But I've not seen this yet. Let's take a little look-ski. Let's make it big screen skis.
I was looking for farm work. I found him online on Gumtree.
Gumtree.
It was 4
Gumtree is Australia's Craigslist, essentially.
hours driving from Brisbane in the middle of nowhere.
You know she's a tourist when she says Brisbane, not Brisbane. And it's also Melbourne, not Melbourne. But you can say it however you want. Sydney, everyone gets that right. Melbourne and Brisbane and Sydney. Well, actually, not everyone gets that right. What was the Olympics announcement committee for the 2000 Olympics? The winner is Sydney. No, Sydney. No, Sydney. Sydney. This is already formatted like a horror story, right on, Chadsky? It is, isn't it? Dramatic reconstruction. Attractive lead actress. Sketchy building.
When I arrived, I found a really dirty house with a really dirty farmer.
Are they frogs? That's supposed to be frogs.
Each year, thousands of young backpackers like Ludmilla try their hand at farm work. The deal is they do 88 days of labour, and in exchange, they get to stay a second year in Australia. But the dream can quickly sour.
Hard yakka, mate. Hard yakka means hard work.
I went to the shower. I had a shower at night time, and he went into the bathroom when I was into the shower, so I was really uncomfortable. He knocked at the door, and I said, "I'm having a shower right now, so don't come." And he came. He didn't look at me, so I was okay, but no, don't do that. I was scared about him, so at this time I decided to post on Facebook to ask if someone knows this farm or knows something about him. I heard a lot of bad things about this farm. So I heard about someone, a girl, who were here 4 days before me and who was victim of sexual assault. So he tried to remove her bra, he tried to put his hand on her pants, he tried a lot of bad things, and she was really scared.
That night, Ludmilla hardly slept. It was her and another young female backpacker alone in the house with the farmer.
I slept with a knife under my pillow because I was too scared. I was like really scared.
And at first light, she decided to flee.
I called the police, but I said to him that I called a taxi.
The police dropped her at the service station half an hour down the road, but couldn't do much more. Without an actual assault, they were powerless.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything wrong aside from being a creep at that point, right? You've got an attractive backpacker that's working on your farm, and you're trying to get into the bathroom with her. I mean, either make a move and get rejected and accept it, or you become a creep. He's obviously chosen to be a creep at that point. But where does that go? He could be mentally deranged.
Hi, my name is Emily, and today...
Emily Lowe's in the middle of her 88 days of work on blueberry farms at Woolgoolga on the New South Wales North Coast.
This contractor also hire lots of people who just hold travel visa. Most of them come from China and Malaysia.
She's been filming her work and keeping track of her pay.
The wages is low, so I think it's like kind of slavery.
Huh.
Around $50 to $60 per day. But when I arrived in Wuguga in July, we just earned $20 to $30 per day. At the beginning, I used my saving to pay the rent and for my daily life.
Wait, you've got to work for 88 days and pay rent there? She might be referring back to the rent she's paying at home. I mean, $20 a day, arguably, it's not too bad if you're not paying rent and they're feeding you. As a backpacker, that's not too bad.
She says conditions are so bad, some farms don't even have toilets.
It's hot, and in the farm I worked before, they do not have the regular rest time, or most of the time don't have the toilet. So we can't drink much more water.
We have lots of...
Chadsky, I've never done backpacking, but that does sound pretty rough. Yeah, I mean... Yeah... It seems a bit underpaid, a little bit. Not too bad, assuming they're getting free board and lodging.
Examples of where backpackers and the growers have a really great relationship, but unfortunately there are some growers who spoil it for everyone.
Growers know they have a problem. Rachel McKenzie is in charge of the industry group GrowCom's response, called the Fair Farms Initiative. She says willing workers are desperately needed, but the current visa arrangement is far from ideal.
We have a whole bunch of people who don't necessarily want to work in agriculture, who feel forced to be working in agriculture. They take the jobs that are available, and sometimes they don't do their due diligence about where they're going and what they're in for. And I do think that some of them actually have no idea about what it's actually like to work on a farm.
Wow, that's just saying harden the fuck up. Basically, she just said do it or don't. If you don't like it, don't do it. Wow.
And she says one of the realities is the pay.
We do have piece rates in Australia, and again, because backpackers aren't necessarily here to work in agriculture, they're not experienced, when they first start working in agriculture, they do legally get paid below the award rate. So they can perceive that as wage theft. Whether it is or not is a different question, and one for the Fair Work Ombudsman.
Can you hear what she's saying? She's basically saying the job that they're doing is so lousy, we don't even give it to regular Australians. We only allow unqualified backpackers to do it, and we absolutely rape them for it. And she seems cool with that. Just to catch what she says.
Is the pay.
We do have piece rates in Australia, and again, because backpackers aren't necessarily here to work in agriculture, they're not experienced, when they first start working in agriculture, they do legally get paid below the award rate. So they can perceive that as wage theft. Whether it is or not is a different question, and one for the Fair Work Ombudsman.
And that means that the wages are set so poorly in this country. You have to understand that if no one else will do that job except for backpackers, what do backpackers bring to the country? A lot of money. They come in here, they buy vans, trucks, they drive around the country, they pay for accommodation, they go to all the tourism places, they go to all the bars. They bring in a lot of money. And how do we repay them? You can work here. You're not here to work, but we'll give you the lousiest thing that none of us will do, and we won't give you anything that it's worth. And if you don't like it, don't do it. It's harsh, eh? I wouldn't do it. She seems very okay treating backpackers as lower caste. Yikes! Yeah, that's what it sounds like, huh?
When the Senate investigated last year, it found allegations of exploitation and slavery-like conditions for backpackers, and it recommended a host of changes to better protect them, including an independent watchdog and an urgent review of the 88-day program.
Aren't we looking at two different things here? We started off with a creepy dude stalking a hot backpacker. Now we're looking at how little they get paid. Is it going to tie that back into this hot backpacker and says, oh, and he was paying me very little? This is the poorly constructed report 730.
Well, we have an independent authority, and it's called the Fair Work Ombudsman, and they are properly resourced, given the powers, the investigative tools.
I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna. Who watches Family Guy? Giggity, 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 giggity. Look at this. Quagmire. This is a female quagmire.
Review of the 88-day program.
Well, we have an independent authority.
Giggity.
It's called the Fair Work Ombudsman, and they are properly resourced.
This is like a female quagmire. Oh man, that's too funny. Right there, that pose right there. That's almost the drawing of Quagmire with long hair. Crikey.
Given the powers, the investigative tools, and also the right penalties to be able to prosecute those people who do the wrong thing. We've increased the resources and the powers of the Fair Work.
Sorry, I got so sideswiped with how much she looks like a female Quagmire that I didn't even hear what she said.
Dog and an urgent review of the 88-day program.
Well, we have an independent authority, and it's called the Fair Work Ombudsman, and they are properly resourced, given the powers, the investigative tools, and also the right penalties to be able to prosecute those people who do the wrong thing.
So she's basically saying someone looks into it and we haven't found anything too bad yet.
Increase the resources and the powers of the Fair Work Ombudsman. More than $20 million has gone to the Fair Work Ombudsman specifically to look after vulnerable workers.
So they've been given 20 mil to look after or to look into the situation. You know where I'm going to go with that. Maybe the 20 mil could have gone into the backpackers themselves. That'd be a short-term fix, though.
Kelly O'Dwyer's just taken over as the Minister for Jobs.
Well, I know backpackers like Bondi. They can certainly visit Bondi and they can spend their pay in Bondi. But if they want to be able to work, then certainly we say to them, see the rest of the country, help our farmers pick their fruit, help them with their crops, and have a really good time in the process.
Wow.
And the reality is, these are jobs Australians just don't want to do.
This is right. I called it ages ago. This is the jobs that Aussies don't do. They don't want to do. Micah, giggity, giggity, right? Doesn't it look like a female Quagmire? Should it? I mean, I always look for comparisons when I see people. That one was just staring at me.
And let's not be silly about this. It's not the most scintillating work for a lot of people, but it's good, honest toil. And it pays money, and you get the job done.
Man, that woman had no argument. She said, look, it's not good work. No one wants to do it. But it's good, honest work, and you get paid, and you get the job done. It's like, so you get paid very little. None of us want to do it. No Australians want to do it. And it's got to be done. So what about if backpackers put a moratorium on Australia and said, you know what, until you change that 88-day law and you start paying correctly, we're not coming to your country. Imagine there was like a boycott Australia. They said, we're not going to Australia until you fix that crap. Because we're getting stalked on by creepy dudes in showers with spiders all over the walls, getting paid minuscule amount of money, having to sleep with a knife under our pillow. And you want us to come out there? Get your hand off it.
Be silly about this. It's not the most scintillating work for a lot of people, but it's good, honest toil, and it pays money, and you get the job done.
That's not an argument at all.
Well, it's not the most scintillating work for a lot of people.
Would you do it, love? Would you do it?
And let's not be silly about this. It's not the most scintillating work for a lot of people, but it's good, honest toil, and it pays money, and you get the job done.
It's good, honest toil. Yeah, I want to go to Australia, spend my gap year. I want to go and toil. I want to toil in Australia and potentially get raped by some creepy dude in a shower in the middle of whoop whoop. Spiders crawling all over me, knives under my pillow. But I'll get the job done. I'll get the job done. It's bad work. No one wants to do it, but technically you get paid, and we hope you spend your money in Bondi. That's exactly what that chick said. Hey, Rodrigo, how you doing, man? How you doing, Rodrigo Bertatoli? Well, that's a nice name, man. Rodrigo Bertatoli. I'm from South America, Uruguay, and in my country, it's really normal for young people to travel to Australia to work. But our salaries are so low that the salaries you're talking about are a lot of money. I guess I didn't think of that. Depending on what country you're coming from, in this case, Uruguay, if you do go to Australia, you are better off, even though you got to do that. Yeah, okay. We can't forget that side of the argument. If there is countries that this is good pay for, then this is a good thing. Okay. Minimum salary in our country is about $300. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Okay, fair point, fair point. How's it going to tie into
For
cutie, though?
Ludmilla, it just wasn't worth it. She's given up on her 88 days and is leaving Australia next month.
I was disgusted about Australia, about farm work, so I gave up. I gave up my 88 days.
She's probably making way more money on Instagram anyway. Micah, but then you have the cost of living differences too. Well, that's what I was saying before. I think these holiday workers, their board and lodging is paid for. You wouldn't think you would pay to go onto one of those farms. You would only go there if you're being paid, right? Surely.
I really want to stay the second years because I love Australia. I really want to stay. I feel really good here, but the farm work is the only way.
Yeah, okay.
And 7:30 contacted the farms and the hostel mentioned, but they declined to comment. Ashlyn McGee reporting.
What hostel? What hostel was she talking about? The 7:30 report. So that is one look at Australia. And hold on a second. I'm just going to reopen this. Did that just quit? Yeah, wow. You guys can still hear me, right? Hope so. Yeah, it did. Your mic cut out. Yeah, it did, didn't it? But it's back on now. Yeah, that was weird. I did see that. My audio app just went. Yeah, that's one aspect of how this goes in Australia. Oh, now. Oh, yeah, no, I'm still good. But can hear you now. Thank you, Aerogamer. Thank you, Chadsky. We do have another video here, Terra 5. This one is 5 reasons why Australia is a dangerous country. Now, this is probably going to look at the animal situation, I hope, anyway. Let's take a look at this.
Now, we cannot deny that Australia
is a
beautiful country.
I can't hear that.
The landscapes are spectacular. The beaches are incredible. The waves are a paradise.
That's weird. I can't hear that, but I'm pretty certain you yahoos can. Yeah, you guys can hear that. That's weird. How come I can't hear that? My audio thing has really spat the dummy. Why can I not hear anything? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to just assume what they're talking about, because I can't hear. I can hear that mic, but I can't hear something weird's going on. I'll just play it, and you can enjoy the sound, and I'll just enjoy trying to work out what they're saying. We need a sign language reader.
For surfers, but
it's
this
a bit low in
country
volume.
is as beautiful as it is dangerous.
You guys can't really hear
it has very dangerous fauna, deadly plants that are a host of things that keep
it's weird
their
that I
beauty
can't
on the
hear it.
side.
Okay, so that's an jellyfish.
That this country has.
That's
so
a dam.
Today we're going to show you
those birds
5
could hit your
reasons
drone.
why
That's
Australia
dangerous.
is a dangerous
You could
country.
drown in that water.
Number 5.
This is the box jellyfish.
Wasp.
We get these a lot here in Australia.
To talk about Australia without
She's dangerous. She's dangerous. Those 3 girls are dangerous. Jet skis can be dangerous and fun. Surfing is fun and dangerous. Great white sharks. There's one there. That's a whale shark, isn't it? That's a hammerhead shark. That's a Uraganji. This is a stinger. This is a jellyfish that doesn't. This one doesn't really hurt you. Looks cool in the blue light though. That's when you get really hurt. So here we go. Great white sharks off Neptune Island in South Australia. That's not a great white. That's a crocodile. That can hurt you. That can definitely hurt you. There's a jellyfish. That one doesn't really hurt you, that one. This guy can touch it. He's been stung by possibly a blue bottle, although it looks like it's a lake. Could be a stingray.
Painful, and in a few seconds, people that
that's good acting.
Begin to experience the symptoms.
Oh, he's got a stinger right on him. Okay.
Pain, then paralysis.
I'm not too sure what that stinger was.
Shortness of breath.
He's already been hurt, and then he's going to get the medical bill. That'll be the second time he gets hurt. 88 miles an hour is the speed of which Marty McFly needs to get up to before he can time travel in Back to the Future. That's irrelevant to this story, but that is the fact.
To an antidote.
She's upset. She's hurt. badly.
There are cases of people who have died from
Your version is
cardiac
better than the
arrest
actual
and
voiceover,
less
Chad.
than
Okay,
that.
I can't. This is not Australia. That looks like Indonesia.
Beauty of the beaches, because there really are
Stingrays.
deadly dangers.
No, that's another jellyfish,
Number
dude.
4,
Oh, here we go. The funnel web.
spider.
Whoa, Sydney spider. It's the funnel web spider. This one is very, very, very dangerous. This guy will kill you. You don't have a second chance with this. It will absolutely kill anybody. And this is, I'm from Sydney. We're not in Sydney now, but this spider is in this area, south coast, north coast, northern areas of Sydney.
So most people don't have spiders.
That's not one.
in the
That's a
top of their
huntsman.
favorite animals. Of course, this is quite understandable because, well, they're pretty.
That's the
creepy
funnel web
creatures.
with its fangs
But
out.
just because of the fact that they have more than 2 eyes, they give us a reason.
Now
to
that
distrust
there
them.
is a
Not to
white
mention that
spider.
The vast majority of spiders.
That
can be
there is a
extremely
huntsman.
Poisonous. There's certainly a threat.
That's
to
how you
us.
kill them. You should be hearing a noise that sounds like.
Though of course there will always be someone who says
That one
they have
there?
a more tender side.
Not a huntsman.
But it was not precisely for
That's a
being
small
tender
spider.
that they were
You need a
included in
microscope
our
to see
list.
that. They're very colorful. This now looks like a Prodigy film clip. Smack my spider up.
Not at all. What brings
That there
these
is an
eight-legged
orb
little ones
weaver,
to our countdown
I
is
think.
precisely how dangerous.
Okay, this is a scorpion versus a spider. You won't see this if you come to Australia. This will not be something you will see unless you look at YouTube.
And even deadly.
You won't see a scorpion
Australia
fighting a
has
spider
a
unless
very
they're put
diverse
together like
collection
that
of
with a toothbrush. I mean, I'm always angry at toothbrushes,
spiders.
especially
They
pink
can be
ones.
classified as
That's a
poisonous
huntsman.
and very poisonous.
That was a
Yes,
redback,
most of
was
the
it? That was a
spiders
male
live in
redback.
Australia
They're baby spiders, more or less harmless.
are quite dangerous and are also everywhere. But none
That's
are as
what's that,
deadly
funnel
as
web
the
taking a
Sydney funnel web spider.
fighting a
These
cockroach.
spiders
That's a
top
fly.
the list
They're
of the
annoying
most
more than
dangerous
deadly.
spiders in that country, and
Whoa,
ranked
there's a
third among the
fangses.
most poisonous spiders
Okay,
in
that's
the
where the
world.
venom comes
Nothing
out.
despicable.
That's a redback. Ah, there you go. There you go. A clear. So this spider on the bottom, the redback, very, very dangerous. The female of the species, very dangerous. If you get a bite by one of them and you're of ill health, you probably will die. If you get bit by one of those and you are of good health, you will have a pretty bad experience. You may not die, depending on if you get to hospital soon enough. And these are everywhere, these redbacks, the countrywide. Again, do not put your hands underneath corners of desks and crap. That's where they exist. We have the Black Widow version. The Black Widow. Gotcha. Right.
It's a very aggressive spider, and when it gets upset, it
You want
stands on
some?
its hind
That there is a
legs and shows
tarantula.
its
I don't
enemy
think,
the
or that could be a
huge
bird
fangs
spider.
that it has
We
in
don't
front
have
and
those
uses
very
them
often in
to bite
Australia.
so
Up north,
hard
they're existing.
that
That looks like the male funnel web. Not quite as dangerous. Still can inflict pretty nasty bite, but the red one with the red stripe on the back is the female. Deadly.
It is difficult to remove the spider from its
Yeah, that's the
victims.
guy there, the
its
female.
poison affects humans' organs, and luckily
And
an
it's a
antidote
slow
was
pan in there,
created
nice
some
close
years
up.
ago.
So
But
this is an
before
experiment
that,
to show,
it took the
can you
lives
tolerate
of
spiders if they're not going to
Number
hurt you?
3,
And that is a blue-ringed
blue-ring-
octopus, also very deadly. That was the male redback, right, there you go. This guy here is very, very dangerous. That was a black widow. Okay, I gotcha. Very dangerous. Very pretty to look at,
Octopus
but
are
very
known
dangerous.
not to be a threat to anyone.
There was an
They're shy
infestation
animals that
of
don't
blue-ringed
represent any
octopus
danger.
for many years
But
on the
that
east
is
coast of
not the
Australia.
case of the
Doesn't seem to be as
blue-ringed
huge an issue
octopus.
these days.
This animal
There was a program to get rid of them. This is just your regular octopus, not very harmful. Can be quite a frightening thing to have an octopus attached to you, though.
Here's our list because it's another reason why we consider Australia as an
Oh, where's that? Perth? That might be Brisbane.
extremely dangerous country.
Brisbane.
This little guy is a very bad
slow-moving
mood.
octopus.
It's extremely aggressive and territorial.
Hello.
So don't be fooled by its small size and striking colors.
That guy there is hiding.
Is
Is that a cuttlefish? No, that's an octopus. Look at its legs.
And it will attack you. It is
Rodrigo, you have one of the most beautiful countries in the world. No pain, no gain. This is true, man. This is true, Rodrigo. This is true.
so poisonous that only a milligram of its
Okay,
poison can
something
kill
was
a
happening
person.
there.
The
A
most
little bit of
dangerous thing
squid
is that
action,
until
maybe.
now,
That's a
there's been
blue-ringed
no
octopus.
antidote
You can obviously see why it's called a blue-ring octopus.
for its poison. Number 2.
And these
natural
cows, these were actual cattle, and now they're dead. Natural phenomena. Okay, so the sun killed these guys.
phenomena.
The sun will
we've
get you.
already talked
There's the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's in Sydney. That is a bridge. It's spanning the harbour of Sydney. hence the name Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Talked about its beauty, but Australia is a
That's the Opera House. Opera gets played there. That is a dust storm. In Australia, I think it was in 2005, there was a real gnarly dust storm. Lasted about 4 days. And I don't know if they're going to show it here, but the Sydney Opera House was red. Like the sky was red. I hope they have vision of that.
Sandstorms, cyclones, and even the sun are some of the things that most affect Australians. Strong sandstorms like
now that looks like a regular storm with a lot of wind. That's a bus. That'll kill you because they cost a lot to ride. And if it hits you in the head. Now what's this? That's after the tornado or after the storm. Okay, here we go. One of the most deadly predators in Australian waters, the great white shark. Hello, boy. That's a big one. He's flying.
One of the most dangerous predators in the world and in Australia have led the most.
That's a big one. That's a whale shark, though. That's not a great white. They're misleading you there. That's a great white.
In Australia, they go.
That Final Destination bus. Now, what is this? This looks like Esperance or something.
Coast where divers, bathers,
again.
And surfers can run
that's Mick Fanning. He almost died, but that was not Australia. That was not Australia, folks. That was Mick Fanning in South Africa. Very misleading footage here, folks. That's Australia.
The coast where divers,
I think. Actually, that doesn't.
Sharks are one of the biggest threats in Australia. They go.
That might not even be Australia.
Near the coast where divers.
That's not a great white, but this is a great white, but this is in South Africa.
Surfers are one of the white shark's favorite prey.
That looks
surfers
like
are the ones who most often suffer the
bull shark.
Attacks, but no one is safe here. Unfortunately, in Australia, the number of shark attacks is.
Okay. I remember the clip of Fano and the shark. That was intense. That was extreme. He got extremely lucky. You watch Dingo Dinkelman from South Africa. I do not know that channel, man. Dingo Dinkelman. By the way, this is the greatest. This is the greatest way to deal with a shark. And I've often thought about taking a knife with me while I surf to do this.
But no one is safe here. Unfortunately,
he's not going to bite you after you've speared him in the throat.
High. Some cases do not.
So that's a bite from a shark. Dang, dude, that's a mauling. They just said surfers are one of the white shark's favorite prey. That's ridiculous. The shark doesn't intentionally stalk a surfer. That's so stupid.
Represent serious wounds, but others not so lucky. Despite the safety measures taken on these beaches,
someone's had an accident here. The accident is his shirt's too big, so they're taking it off because he needs to give it to the other people. The shirt's way too big for him, so that's got because he could die because the shirt could strangle his neck and then he wouldn't be able to breathe properly. He's happy now. She needs the shirt because she's going to get sunburnt. There is someone spilled water, and in the water, right here, they dropped their ketchup, barbecue sauce. Yeah, there it is, a little dark barbecue sauce there. This is Sydney Harbour. My city, mate. I love a sunburnt country.
These reasons, we can say Australia.
And I'm not too sure why they're showing you a beautiful scene of Sydney. There are sharks in those waters, though. Sharks patrol those waters. Bull sharks of all kinds. He has all kinds of venomous snakes, gators, crocs, and all kinds of other stuff. Chadsky, despite the safety measures, shark attacks are quite common, and year after year they continue to be one of the greatest threats to those who visit the beaches. I'd say it's not the greatest threat. I would say it's a huge threat, but the greater threat is inability to deal with water. And most people that die in the beaches that are not shark attacks are people that don't know how to swim. Tourists, usually. Those backpackers that got paid so little.
But it's extremely
at Bondi.
Well,
there you go, folks.
Thank you for
great video. I couldn't hear any of that. I don't know why. I wouldn't mind just trying something, just out of curiosity. If I you're probably gonna lose my audio here again. Let me just try something. I'm gonna quit the audio interface and I'm gonna load it again. I'm gonna load the audio interface again and just see if that does make a difference for me. I know you might not have heard. I don't know if you would have heard that. No, it's still no difference for me. Either way, we are going to wrap things here. The long story short here, Australia, it's a beautiful country, but it will kill you, mate. It'll kill you, hey. You'll die out here. If you get paid low, you'll die from starvation. You won't be able to survive. Or spiders, snakes. Dude, there was not a single snake in that video. Wow. Snakes and spiders and jellyfish and stingrays. All the other things will kill you if you survive your 88 days work doing the jobs that no one else will do. The spiders will get you, the snakes will get you, or the creepy dudes in the showers will get you. So with that said, come to Australia, mate. It's beautiful. Actually, it is pretty here. It's beautiful here. I'm not going to deny that. It's a beautiful place. Cheers. See you on DLive this afternoon. Yeah, I got a cryptocurrency stream on DLive. If you want to join me, I'm on DLive as Gives a Minute. You know the dealio. Hopefully, I'll see you there. And if not, tomorrow here on DLive for day number 8. Now, I can't hear anything here, but I'm assuming you guys can hear my outro. And I'll...